Holly, and today I'm going to be teaching you the F major and F minor chord and G major. So, G, there are many versions of the G chord, so it's one of those tricky chords where if someone says play a G major, kind of 50% chance that you're going to play the G major the same way that, that they have in mind. I just think it sounds beautiful, and the G is actually my favourite chord. I like to play over the 2nd and 3rd fret of the guitar, and I start off with, this is my first finger, the index. That belongs, for me, on 2nd fret, 5th string, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 6th string, and then the other two fingers are both the 3rd and 4th finger, both going to be on the 3rd fret, and it's going to be 3rd finger 2nd string, 4th finger 1st string. A lot of people, you'll see, they won't have this 2nd finger on the 5th string. In fact, they'll be playing with all their fingers on the 3rd fret. They won't use the 2nd fret at all. That's fine. I just think it sounds a bit more depressing. Sometimes they'll advise you to play on the 2nd fret, and for some songs they won't want you to actually use the 2nd fret or the G at all. I always use the 2nd fret unless the song specifies not to. The other variation of G is some people will only have one finger on the top 2 strings of the 3rd fret, and usually it would be using your 3rd finger on the 1st string. I don't like that, but some people will play it that way. Then we're going to move on now to the F. So with the F, it's a bar chord. Now a bar chord, it just means that one of your fingers covers more than one string. Now the bar chord I'm going to be showing you today, the way you would usually play it would be your 1st finger covers all of the strings on the 1st fret, and then the rest of your fingers will play an E shape. So basically, you remember this E major chord, this is the first one we ever learned. You'll be recreating the shape, but using these 3 fingers rather than these 3 fingers, because this finger will need to bar, and this is where more theory comes in. This is the E. The E moves up by 1 and the bar comes into place. That is your F chord. And then if you go up again, this becomes an F sharp. And if you go up again, it now becomes a G. So this can also be played like that, and it's incredible. I just thought I'd throw that one in there for you, and we'll kind of get to grips with more of that later on, but that's just like an introductory to a bar chord. Just in case you find it really difficult to follow along, I'm just going to tell you what these 3 fingers will be doing whilst you're doing your bar, and you have to press quite hard when you're barring this chord. Like, if you press your fingers, it doesn't make much of a sound at all. You do have to hold your fingers down. So sometimes it's a bit difficult to begin with, but I think the more you practice bar chords, you'll get to grips with them. What your other fingers will be doing is you'll have your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret, and it's the 3rd string, and then your 3rd and 4th fingers will be on the 3rd fret, and it's the 3rd finger on the 5th string, and 4th finger is on the 4th string, and then you just bar that. That's your F. The F minor, brilliantly, is very similar to the F. We just remove this 2nd finger, so you're not playing on the 2nd fret at all, so it's a slight stretch. That's your F minor. So F major, F minor, and it's that, that sad tone. It's the same sound, but it has that, that more depressing tone to it. And now I'm going to teach you an easier version of the F, which you may prefer to learn maybe if you're a beginner, or you really find bar chords difficult because your fingers are tiny. I'm quite lucky in the sense that I have really long fingers. Instead of barring the entire fret, you would just bar the first 2 strings. So the 1st string and the 2nd string with your 1st finger, and then you would hold the same shape, the E shape, with your other 3 fingers, and that is your easier version of the F. And if you're finding the F incredibly difficult, some people, they like to mute the top string and just play on 3rd and 4th strings. They don't like to include that pinky finger, they just find it easier, and then they would mute the top string. Some people play F that way, so F, F, and then you also have F. I don't know how to do an easier version of the F minor. I'm afraid you'll probably just have to do the full on. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you. I mean, the more you practice these chords, the more you'll get to grips with them, and eventually you'll be fine. So even if you're finding it slightly difficult to begin with, it really is the practice that you put into it that will make it happen. I hated these chords when I first tried them. I really did, but I mean, I really like them now. And the F, it's a brilliant chord, so I especially advise you to learn F, and the G also I think is quite important because it's in a lot of songs. And good luck!